And this is what we've got. You've been worried about it too much. You're even losing sleep over it. And a lot of that is in regards to money and status and your position at work. These two just flipped, oh, I'm sorry, these three just flipped right out. You're maybe thinking about a new job, but you're not thinking like super hard about it. More, it's like you don't want to leave yet. You don't even want to think about it. You want things to resolve themselves. So, what is the guidance then in regards to that? You might want to start looking, but not doing anything about it yet, okay? You're not as tied to your position as you think you are, okay? The world doesn't crumble if you leave as much as you think it does. Your world doesn't crumble as much either. So things to consider. In regards to money for you, Aquarius, what's going on with that? Money. Got the Death card in reverse and the Victory card in reverse, and then the King of Wands. So perhaps you've had a little hiccup with your money. You don't have as much funds as you thought you were going to receive. It's not like you've been spending frivolously. For some of you, you have, and on stupid crap. But for others of you, it's just that you didn't get as much as you expected. So maybe you had expected to receive a certain amount on your paycheck and then something was deducted that wasn't supposed to be, whatever. So just a little hiccup with money. But then others of you, you're buying ridiculous things, like seriously ridiculous. You don't need Gucci shoes to go camping, okay? Things like that. So what's the advice in regards to money? How do you best handle this week? You just have to say, you know what? Things are good, but I need to find a way to make them better. Okay? So things are not as bad as they seem. I will say that. But you got to figure out a way to just generate more and quickly. Not necessarily super quickly, but just like start heading in that direction, which I think might tie back to your job thing, which is like why you're thinking, oh man, like is now really the time that I want to be moving when I have this money hiccup, considering a job change. You want to consider it, but not do it yet, February 11th through March 13th. In regards to your health, what's going on? Some indecision, right? Also, more indecision. So it might be something as simple as, should I go to yoga? Nah, go tomorrow. Should I go today? Nah, I'll go tomorrow. Could be something like that. What is the guidance with that? It's like, you know what? You just don't need to, how do I say this? Like, you don't have to justify anything to yourself or to others. Do what you do and do it, or just say, I'm not going to do it. But like justifying it doesn't change the fact that you're doing or not doing. Okay. So just make a choice and do it, or don't do it, but don't make excuses. Okay. In regards to and I don't mean to be like condescending and be like, hey, you're an excuse maker. It's more just like, you're just going to stay in this position of limbo and then justifying it to yourself and then wondering why things aren't happening or going. You know what I mean? I don't mean to be a dick. I'm sorry. In regards to your love life, February 11th through March 13th, we're going to start with singles. What's going on for you? This one's sticking right out. New beginnings, new starts, creative ventures, like very exciting. So that's a really great card if you're looking for love. Also to note, this kind of love that you may find is going to be a very honest relationship, real good communication, real clear communication. I feel like it would be kind of serious, and not necessarily like, I don't know, like maybe your partner that you'll meet seems very serious, and it's not to say they're not fun. They actually are kind of passionate, but kind of a serious type of person. But you should be doing fun and exciting dates with them. It could lead to marriage. Very, very good communication. Would be a good, honest partner. So keep your eyes open for that. For those of you who are already coupled, what's going on for Aquarius? I'm feeling like some Pisces vibe, and I don't know why. So I wonder if that had something to do with the singles reading. So if some of you are looking at a Pisces, you might want to look a little closer. Maybe not. Maybe it's telling you to avoid them. I don't really know. Why don't we pull a card on that for the people Pisces involved? That is probably a good choice for you, okay? That would be like clear, honest, good communication for you with a Pisces. And it doesn't mean for the rest of you who are single, who may meet somebody that they're not the one, but for whoever this is specifically intended for, you'll know. You'll know that it's you. Okay, so moving on to coupled people for the month of February 11th through March 13th. What's going on there? We've got the Strength card, we've got the Moon card, and then we have the Seven of Pentacles. I feel like I don't do astrology. I don't follow the moons and stuff like that. Like I hear it sometimes. Like I know like a Mercury retrograde is like total bullcrap and everything sucks. But aside from that, I don't know much about astrology. What I do know though is as I've been doing these readings, a lot of people have had this card about having to wait. Having just sit there and hope for the best. Like you know that what you want is coming to you, but you're waiting and you're sick of you're sick of flipping waiting. So yeah, that's totally you for couples. You're feeling like a little bit weak, you're feeling let down, you're feeling like you're not getting exactly what you want, but you're waiting for it still because you know that it's coming. Or at least you hope that it's coming. You think that it's coming. You're counting on it. Is it coming? It is, but it's not coming as fast as you want to. So I swear something must be up with like the planets because it's like a period of waiting. I'm sorry. Just is. Moving on to your weekly stuff. So Aquarius, what do we have for February 11th through the 18th? What are the things that you need to know, to watch out for, to focus on? All of that, just general messages from your angels and spirit guides from the universe. What is it that you specifically need to know in that week, February 11th through the 18th? I've got the Page of Pentacles and the Hangman in reverse, and then the King of Swords in reverse, and then the Five of Pentacles in reverse with the Two of Pentacles in reverse, and this is the last one, the Ten of Swords. So, this is kind of an interesting week for you. So maybe you have an idea about stability, about money, about foundations, like about like your home. It could be any of those things. It could be a combination of those things or one specific thing. It feels real varied for me right now as to the energies and like who gets what. But you have the capacity in this week to make snap, quick decisions without really thinking them through. But also like not being open to other people's ideas because things are just like, you're like, I want things the way that I want them and I want them now. But by taking that attitude, by having that stance, you're going to end up hurting yourself. Okay. So you have to have a little more tact. I would say as soon as I flipped this card, the King of Swords, it came to me the phrase tight-lipped. So you might want to be tight-lipped. You don't want to, you're just going to really struggle with patience. But I would challenge you to definitely have more of it if possible. I don't know if you saw that little thing float by. There it is again. See if I can get it to come. Anyway, so that's really important. That's a sign saying, it's real important that you are patient and keep your mouth shut. Don't go starting fights where they're not needed. Don't overreact if possible because you're shooting yourself in the foot or you're stabbing yourself in the back, okay? Moving on to February 19th through the 26th, what is the message that you need to know? What are your warnings or things to focus on? We've got the Magician in reverse and the Queen of Pentacles with the Eight of Cups in reverse and the Queen of Wands. So it's kind of a bipolar week. So you're feeling like things are out of your control, but then you're also simultaneously feeling like super in control. Like you're like, you know what? Things are out of control, but I got my ish together. Like I know what's going on. You're not really prepared to make any big changes, but that's your fear, okay? Your fears should not necessarily inhibit you so much. Like, have you ever heard that phrase, feel the fear, but do it anyway? In your case, in this week, in February 19th through the 26th, it's sort of true, but it's sort of not. It's like you want to start thinking about what it is you want to do, but not necessarily doing it, but coming up with like creative thought processes and like for whatever your issue is, like you're going to be pretty happy and pretty content with whatever decisions and actions you decide to take by the end of the week. But you also have that element of like needing to be cautious and sort of think things through. So I would spend more time thinking than doing until like probably the next week. If you look at this card, you see that cat there? That's a warning. That's telling you kind of think things through, be a little bit superstitious, second guess yourself a little bit until you're super, super clear. Okay, moving on to February 27th through March 5th. What is it that you need to know? We've got the Queen of Cups in reverse, the Star in reverse, the Page of Cups, and then the Five of Wands. I want to pull one more, and it's the Empress in reverse. I wish I didn't now that I see what it is, and then the Fool. So this is a very interesting week for you. You kind of have a goofball month in which specifically this week, the 27th through March 5th, you're really sad, you're feeling disappointed, things didn't go the way that you want, and then you're like, oh my gosh, like, am I crazy? Like, why am I feeling so emotional? Like, maybe you have your period, if you're female, like, I don't know. But then you start getting this idea, like, okay, well, actually, maybe I shouldn't feel that way. Maybe I should be more engaged with this other person or the situation and like start to build and like work on things, like a lot of teamwork. But then you're like, oh no, now I'm like less confident again. But then like right at the end of the week, you're like, no. I'm confident. And you get moving and you go on this fun adventure and everything's great. But your friends are kind of like, wait. Remember the beginning of the week, how you were feeling there. Are you sure? You know? So, just kind of a real strange week with a lot of highs and lows. It's more lows in the beginning and then it goes up and then quick dip in confidence and then back up. But towards the end of the week, everything's fine. So when you have that moment of like lack of confidence, just turn it off. Just say, you know what? No, I got this, and go do it. Go do whatever it was that you wanted to do, whatever it is that you feel makes you happy. Whatever, you were worried and like sad and like kind of like disappointed about in the beginning of the week, whatever you decided as a result of that, do that then. Okay, so moving on to March 6th through the 13th. These cards are a little bit jumpy. What do we have for you for Aquarius, March 6th through the 13th? Not sleeping enough. And it 2 cards in a row. This is the card of rest, but this is the card of unrest, followed by the exact thing, unrest due to worry, anxiety, stress, literally staying up at night because you're worried. So then we have the Page of Swords in reverse, the Emperor in reverse, the Sun in reverse. Oh boy, you are worried about everything under the sun. You are worried about communication. You're worried about being lied to. You're worried that just generally your whole life and everything is kind of upside down and not really super stable. You're worried about like the fact that you're not happy that you're doing this. And then you could also be worried about relationships. Like it feels to me like a lot of this is about stability and truth. Like you feel like you're being lied to and it's kind of like shaking your foundation. Are you being lied to? Doesn't matter. You need to stop worrying. You need to get your rest. You have to. It's really important. March 6th through the 13th, how do you best handle this goofball week? you need to not call people out on their ish because you don't even know that it's right, that it's true, right? You don't want to go around accusing people of things. You need to figure out, like, you don't want to be like attacky. And I don't think that that's necessarily always your disposition. But I feel like when Aquariuses feel like something isn't fair, they will stand up to that injustice. But you need to remember that you don't know for sure that it's an injustice yet. And so I'm going to tell you to just take a step back and think about it, because it is not the time to do new things. This is a card in reverse. This card this way usually means like, go ahead, brand new, exciting things. This is telling you, wait, because you don't have all the information yet. You just don't. So I'm sorry, it's kind of a bummer month for you, but maybe your next month is better. I guess we'll see. So overall, though, what is your focus point? Because I feel like your month is kind of like this. What do you need to keep in mind for the whole month, just in general, not to go doing new things? Don't do anything wild and crazy. Don't do anything without thinking it through. Don't go starting a new business. Don't go starting a new lifestyle. Don't go starting a new relationship. Definitely not a new relationship. Just try to stay as balanced and grounded and as you in like a normal day kind of thing as you can, because that's to your best benefit. And have like good communication with others. Because if you're able to do that, if you're able to kind of stay even keeled through all of the waves, this is where you end up. At the end of the month, then, well, I guess it isn't the end of the month, it'd be the middle of March, but this month time period, you're going to end up here. You're going to end up happy. You're going to end up growing bonds, like connections with other people, and feeling really, really good about that. And so these are actually people that are trustworthy, good friendships, and things like that.